Der historische Aufzug, der heute mit modernster Technik betrieben wird, bringt Sie weitere 124 Meter direkt in das Kehlstein-Haus hinauf.
To continue my trend of visiting high places that are both beautiful and terrifying, I took a trip to the top of Kehlstein, more commonly known in English as the Eagle's Nest, which has a terrible past that is in no way covered up at this site. This area of Bavaria was home to Hitler during World War II, though the base of those operations was lower down the mountain just above Berchtesgaden. The structure on top of the mountain, Kehlstein House, is now owned by a charitable trust and has a restaurant. And the solarium in the front of the structure is a display discussing the history of the site. All other buildings associated with Hitler were destroyed by Allied bombings and then later more thoroughly by the Bavarian government. Nevertheless, the history of this place is clearly acknowledged, and tours of the sites can only be scheduled via official guides, as there is concern that Nazi sympathizers might try to turn the area into a shrine. Despite the terrible history of this place, locals have done their best to both acknowledge the past and still make the most of a beautiful natural site that was enjoyed by many well before the terrible times in the mid-20th century. Kehlstein House can only be reached by bus, and there is a constant convoy of environmentally friendly electric buses designed specifically for this task that go up and down the narrow one-lane road up the side of the mountain all day long. I decided to go very early in the day so that I could pre-order breakfast at the restaurant, and I am very glad that I made this choice. While it wasn't so busy when I first arrived, by the time I had finished my Dunkelbrot and Marmelade, there were people everywhere, looking out over the mountains toward Austria or over the valley toward Königssee with the morning mist still rising off the water was simply the most beautiful view I have ever seen. I admit that parts of this experience certainly gave me pause, and at the same time I am glad that the site has been reclaimed for a more positive purpose that everyone can enjoy. I am also grateful that the buses and their expert drivers were responsible for getting me up and back down the mountain, as there is no way I would want to drive up or down an incline like this.
1 switchback. The climb, which covers an 800-meter difference in elevation, takes approximately 15 minutes. Due to snow accumulations of up to 3 meters and the high risk of avalanches, the road remains closed during winter. Der historische Aufzug, der heute mit modernster Technik betrieben wird, bringt Sie weitere 124 Meter direkt in das Kehlstein-Haus hinauf. Mit Ihrem Ticket ist die Fahrt mit dem Aufzug abgegolten. Sie haben auch die Möglichkeit, zum Kehlstein-Haus zu wandern. Die Gehzeit beträgt rund 25 Minuten.